Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Anisa and let's get right into the video. So right now all I'm doing is removing her previous set. I actually use a pan of 5-in-1 fine drill bit. This is a very old drill bit, so it's not very sharp anymore. That's why I have to keep using the back part because the front part is literally all worn out. But what this does is it gives a nice smooth finish to the acrylics because I am just doing a fill, as you can see. So you can also use a double course panna one that is a round top drill bit, so it's smooth and it is metal just like this one, and that one also works for taking off gel polish, but you could also take down acrylic with that one as well. This is a ceramic cuticle bit, and I'm just using it to do some cuticle prep. And then after this, I will be going in with a 180 grit sanding band to really remove the shine. Also, please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, and ring the bell. Everything I have a link to be linked to down below in the description. Chapters will be available, so you can go ahead and skip to whichever part of the video you would like. Use some straight edge nail clippers to cut down her length, and I'm going in with a 60 by 60 grit hand file, and I am shaping her nails to be nice and square. And I'm using this grit because you can use a much softer grit. I myself probably should have used like a 100 grit or maybe even a 180 grit, but her nails still have acrylic on it. If the acrylic was flaking off little by little when I was using this grit, then I would have stopped using it. But her nails were just fine because of the acrylic. And after this, I'm going to go in with my primer, and this is the second coat. And I also used some dehydrator beforehand. And then I went in with the primer and I waited 30 seconds between each layer. And now I'm doing a thin clear base layer to lock in her primer. Dried a little weird because I was doing something on my mom's phone, but now I'm going in and reshaping her nails for the final time, and I'm getting her shape nice and square, and I'm making sure her surface is nice and even. As you can see, the acrylic is actually pretty smooth. I'm just getting it to the shape that I want it to be in. As you can see, I got the thumb together for the most part. Now I'm going in with a Kiara Sky fine drill bit, and it is the small barrel one. And I've gotten so much better at this bit, but all I'm doing is going around her cuticle area, and then I'm going over the surface of the nail to get rid of all of the scratch marks that the hand file left. After this, I will go ahead and buff, but the buffing is optional due to the fact that I got the nails pretty smooth with this drill bit. Now I'm going underneath the nail to get any acrylic that could be underneath there up, and then I will go in and buff. So I went ahead and had her wash her hands, and then I'm going in with the white gel polish from Anisa, and I'm drawing in her French tip, and I'm just following her natural smile line because these are her natural nails. So doing anything different would kind of make her nails look a little bit weird. So be careful when you do this design, because anywhere the white is, that is where the pigment is going to stick to. So if you have smudges or you have any streaks or anything like that, the pigment will stick there. And also, if you are missing white, the pigment will not stick there. And the white is to give some base and some background to the pigment, so you can help the actual pigment to not only stick but pop, because you can use base coat and that will get the pigments to stick, but sometimes it's just not as bright as it really could be versus a white background. You can even do this with like a neon gel polish or regular polish. It really just makes that neon color pop. Also, don't forget that your white has to have a tacular to it. If it doesn't have a tacular to it, then it will not stick to anything. The powder will physically not stick because there's nothing for it to stick to. I was also skipping across fingers due to the fact that I was not curing in between each finger, because I would have to switch back and forth between hands. And in order to skip that, I just went ahead and skipped fingers instead so my hand would not smudge and she would not worry about smudging it. But then she decided to do kind of like a swirly slash line design, and I could not get the little line right for her. So I let her go ahead and do that. And after that, I went ahead and cured everything for a full 60 seconds. Some people say 30, I do 60 because 60 really lets that tack shine without the nail being under cured. There is a difference. If it is under cured, that actual white will wrinkle and it's not going to be good. But now this is just a regular white brush. It is from a Savvyland paint pot kit, and I bought the one that had brushes. They really don't sell that kit anymore. It's just like paint pots, and then they had a free set of these like dollar or couple dollar brushes. You can literally find these brushes on Amazon or AliExpress, wherever people shop for these kind of like wholesale brushes. But I really like this one. You can use that sponge that comes with the neon pigments or any chrome pigments, but this one just helps me get a more diffused look. And for some reason that purple would not stick to the white, but the pink and the neon green and yellow would stick no matter what. And that orange was also having a hard time sticking. I really don't know why. But I also was dusting off very well in between each nail and making sure not to get any powder on the white part of the other nails, because then the powder would stick. But anywhere there is not gel polish, it will not stick. So me going over the French with the powder a little bit will not stick to it, as long as you top coat over the French tip part. I will show you guys that. Top coat over where you want to keep, and then after that go in and wipe off with some alcohol, and you should have a clean design revealed underneath with all the excess pigment removed. But I like to dust off before I go in and top coat, just because I don't want any loose pigment in my top coat, even though I am going in not with the actual top coating brush yet. I went over with a liner brush, but I still didn't want any powder particles getting dragged through that. You guys are going to see that in a little bit though. The powder has been applied. I'm using the Hype rubber top coat, and I'm going over the French tip only. And you can see how sometimes there's a bit of powder on the actual like nude part, and it's like obscuring the French. Don't go over that with top coat, because if you do, it will seal it in. So when you try and wipe it off with alcohol, it's not going to come off. And also, you'll see that there is a couple of spots that I missed and the pigment is removed. To me, that is okay for me, because I'm not going back in with like a base coat or anything and doing it. But if you really are a perfectionist, you can go in with the base coat. Just know it will not look right. So it's kind of like a one and done type thing, or you will have to go in with a buffer with a sanding band and start that over. But it's not that big of a deal. Like, it's not the end of the world if you have to go over it again, because you know how to just redo the process. Just redo the white, then do the powder, and then lock it in and wipe off the excess. It just takes a little bit more time, but any of that powder that is left will get wiped off with the alcohol. It comes off with a lint-free wipe, and it is really easy. So do not be afraid of any of this leftover powder. Ahead and cured that for a full 120 seconds, and now here is the final reveal. As you can see, it is very clean because I went ahead and top coated only the French tip, and also turn that nail to the side and like fold your paper up like in half, your little lint-free wipe, and scrape those sides out. It'll make it 10 times easier. And then when I went ahead and went in with my final layer of top coat, I feel like some things like chrome and powder like this, like pigment powders, they do need 2 layers of top coat, because sometimes you literally can miss a spot and it is very obvious that you miss a spot. Like, as you can see, I have a little bit of white showing, and then sometimes there's a little bit of pigment that's not fully bright. That's because it got wiped off with the alcohol. So go in with this second layer of top coat. Very, very good. And again, cure it for a full 120 seconds. And also, I go in with a brush and some acetone on it. to get up any of that excess gel polish, because it does make the nail look a lot better, and it just makes everything last better as well, because her top coat will not be peeling or chipping that way. Here's my reminder of not touching the product with your hands, because you can get an allergic reaction. I need to get better at that. As you can see, I did a little design with some white gel polish and a dotting tool. Now I'm going in with my cuticle oil. It is from Blossom and it is in the scent hibiscus. I went ahead and rubbed it in, and then I went ahead and took some photos and some videos. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, ring the bell. Everything I've linked to be linked to down below in the description, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.